Hey guys, Lugiamaster here, and today I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on Toy Story 4. So what is Toy Story 4? It's the fourth movie within the Toy Story series. That's I think that's very obvious to see, but one of the things I'm going to point out before I really get into this, I'd say the best part about this movie is the animation. The animation of this movie is top tier, high quality animation. It's just some of the best animation I've ever seen. It's the same with Incredibles too. Both of them have really, really good animation. However, that's kind of where the praise is gonna stop. Now, when I first saw the movie in theaters, the day it came out, I was excited. And watching that whole movie, I enjoyed it a lot. In fact, when it came out, I wanted to give it a perfect 10 out of 10, but there was one problem with the movie that I noticed before. Well, it's how the movie ends. I didn't like that ending. And that kind of made me give it a 9 out of 10 before. But then after giving it a rewatch, I've realized, man, there's a lot more problems with this movie than I noticed before. Let's talk about that ending first, shall we? So, we all know, spoilers by the way, we all know in the end of the movie that Woody leaves the group to live with Peep and whatnot. But why? It's not shown throughout the movie that he wants to do this. The ending just doesn't make sense. Within this whole series of movies, obviously, as a standalone movie, possibly it could work. It could work as an alternate universe. How I'd rather do it, if I were gonna rewrite the movie, I'd do something like this. So keep a lot of the movie the same, I guess. But let's work on this bit. Right. So the motivations of Woody in this movie are kind of weak. I think Woody is overall one of the weaker characters in the movie. Didn't really enjoy him that much. Now, how do I rewrite this? Okay, so instead of having him leave the group, I think what should happen is that Peep, tempts him to leave. Just like, hey, you should come join us, free, and whatnot, right? And then throughout the rest of the movie, he's thinking, maybe I should leave. Maybe I should. But at the same time, he's teaching Forky the best thing for a toy is to have be there for the kid. Whoever the owner is, you gotta be there for them. And then, later on, what would have been cool is having, Woody thinking, I think I'm just going to leave the group. I'm not wanted at all. I'm not going to be played with. Go into this, depression. And then have Forky, the one that's being taught this, saying, do something like what Buzz did, saying that a toy once told me, blah blah. To be loved by a child and be there for said child, right? That's kind of not exactly what they said, but it's whatever. But then have Forky, say this back to Woody. You told me that it's a toy's purpose to be there for their child, to be played with whenever they want to. And yeah, so why are you doing this? And then, Woody explains, well, I'm not being played with. Kind of let his ego get in the way a bit. Definitely let it get in the way. And then at the end of the movie, right, Woody decides to stay with Bonnie because he realizes, this is probably not the best thing for me to be a wild toy or something like that. See, now that would probably work. I mean, I could have gone into better detail, but that's kind of the gist. So basically, Woody teaches Forky stuff, then complain about not being played with, complain about the child not being there for him and whatnot, just not even caring about him. Then at the end of the movie, near the end, Forky reteaches this to Woody, get it back into his head. Woody, with new appreciation for Bonnie, rejoin the group, not caring as much if he gets played with or not. Because this way, it still goes with the rest of the movies. This one just contradicts the stuff that the other 3 movies have said. It's just, it just doesn't make sense. That's why it works as a standalone film rather than part of the, series. I personally will not consider this canon. Now let's talk about Bo Peep. Another poorly written character. Actually, she's a retconned character, I'd say. Maybe she's not, maybe, but I think she's a retcon character. Considering that they don't show her, Toy Story 1 or 2 self. They just show this characters that seems like she's always been this adventurous character. That's how they make it out to be. She seems to be this leader figure, this or second in command character who's very adventurous, very helpful and whatnot. And the chemistry between Bo Peep and Woody just doesn't seem to work in this movie. It just doesn't feel right. Because it seems like Bo Peep is Woody's power fantasy in this movie. It feels like that. Now, going back to Bo Peep, right? Had they, shown her, being soft and whatnot, saying, like, maybe I kind of want to join in on this, having some character change instead of, completely rewriting Bo Peep's character. Bo Peep's character change in the movie would feel welcome to me, but it doesn't. It just feels out of place. It feels like this isn't Bo Peep. Wait, why is Bo Peep like this all of a sudden? I know it's been like 9 years and anything can happen between that. However, it would have made more sense to, show her, changing over time, but they didn't do that. So therefore, this character change, this change that she had over the years, just doesn't feel warranted. I don't even think that this thing was actually hinted at. I don't think. Well, maybe it was. Maybe. I doubt it. But they really should have shown her changing over time. Her character would have made more sense that way. And now let's talk about their Woodies and Bo Peep's chemistry. Honestly, their chemistry was a lot better in the first 2 films than it is in this movie. Bo Peep, was meant to help reel in Woody because he'd go crazy, go off the walls. And she'd be there to, help reel him in back into reality. For example, when she, tells Woody to look under his boot when he's looking for his hat, sees the word Andy. And she says, Andy would bring you no matter what, with or without your hat. She helped reel him in. In this movie, though, however, I do not see this kind of chemistry. It's more of a Woody wants to be with this chick that he hasn't seen, or this character he hasn't seen in 9 years, right? 9 or 10 years, a full decade, something like that. Maybe 12 years, I don't know. The point is that the chemistry between these two just doesn't feel right at all. It seems that Woody just wants to be with her because, well, she's this powerful character now. She's this adventurous character that he used to be, or something like that, I don't know. And he's admiring her for that instead of, actually, caring for it. Like I said, Woody's character is just weak in this movie. And so is Bo Peeps, I think. Both of them have different ideas, however, it just doesn't seem that they make that work. This movie could have worked. I feel like this movie could have been written really well. There's just so many problems with the movie. I'm just talking about a few of them. Maybe I could go into more in depth if you guys want me to. But I just wanted to talk about a couple of the problems within this movie that I found. But yeah, it really does seem that Woody's, wanting to leave Bonnie just doesn't work. Because it seems that he only wants to leave Bonnie, not to live the wild life. No. I really believe that he just wanted to be with Bo Peep. Somebody who he hasn't seen in years, hasn't seen her in many, many years, right? Honestly, I think he's better off without her. Just saying. If they written this movie correctly, better at least, then that ending could have made more sense. But again, the 3 movies contradict what this movie says. But again, that's just my thoughts on the movie. If you guys actually want me to go ahead and go more in depth with this, maybe point out other things, maybe do a written version, because this is non-scripted, as are most of my videos. You could go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. Other than that, I think you guys can see why I'm giving it a 7 out of 10, or a 6.5 out of 10, really. It's the weakest out of the 4 movies so far. So far, meaning that they may come out with more Toy Story movies. Maybe. I don't know. Point is, it just felt more like a corporate build of a Toy Story movie. Very well animated, but story just not very well done. That's about it right now. That's all I can think of. I'm gonna have to give it another rewatch. And then maybe do another review on it. Maybe flesh out some points. But other than that, that's just my thoughts on this movie for now. So, if you guys like this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Creeper Cat Army. Click that bell icon for notifications. And I will see you later, recruits. For now, peace out.